And whenever there are mass shootings like the one in Boulder or the 2019 shooting in Dayton that claimed 9 lives, it brings up questions about gun laws.
There are a couple under debate and recently passed in Ohio. Some are asking what we need to do to make the state safer. Our 5 on Your Side investigator Joe Paganakis goes in depth tonight on this issue, including a recent expansion to the state's Stand Your Ground law. Joe.
Courtney, Rob, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine rolled back the duty to retreat in Ohio. That means Ohio gun owners no longer have to attempt to leave the scene before using lethal force in a situation like that. Meanwhile, though, Ohio lawmakers believe, at least some of them, that more protective laws are needed in Ohio, not fewer.
It's unfortunate that I have to do a lot of vigils where we have to grieve alongside families who lost people.
Black on Black Crime President Al Porter says he's seen too many Northeast Ohioans lose their lives to gunfire. He says horrific shootings in Dayton and in Colorado are tragic proof Ohio must institute universal background checks for all weapons and reestablish the duty to retreat for Ohio gun owners in an effort to save lives.
Right now, we have too many people using firearms that should have never used them in the first place.
And we know that it puts individuals of color, especially Black lives, at more risk, not less risk.
State House Representative Phil Robinson Jr. will introduce Ohio House Bill 317, calling for universal background checks, and is in favor of House Bill 38 to restore duty to retreat. Robinson pointed to this 2012 Texas A&M study that shows strengthened self-defense laws in 20 states led to an 8% increase in homicides over a 10-year period. And this 2019 Quinnen-Piac survey indicating 9 out of 10 Ohioans want more gun safety, not less.
To make sure no matter if it's an online sale, in-person sale, whether it's between two friends or a licensed dealer, we want to make sure that we have an accounting of all guns that are sold.
The truth is that the requirement for when you can legally use lethal force has not changed.
But Buckeye Firearms Association Executive Director Dean Reek says Ohio's current law, set to take effect in early April, still requires a gun owner who uses lethal force to prove they honestly believe their lives were in danger, that introducing more restrictive gun laws won't prevent mass shooting tragedies.
We should be looking at what works and what doesn't, and assault weapons bans and red flag laws and magazine limits and all that. They just don't have an effect.
Cleveland Concealed Carry Courses owner Kim Rodecker, who teaches CCW students to always leave the scene of a confrontation first if possible, believes unfortunately more gun laws aren't the answer.
And if you pass any kind of gun bills that ban certain things, ain't going to mean anything to a criminal. Criminal's going to get what he wants.
And Ohio Representative Robinson looks to introduce his measure for universal background checks sometime in the next several weeks. And then he hopes to have it up for a vote, Rob, before the end of the year.
A lot of ground covered here. Let's start with this. What are some of the other pieces of gun legislation being introduced in Ohio?
Well, there's 2 pieces, Rob. One would increase the legal age that you can own a firearm in Ohio to 21. The other would ban bump stocks, which can dramatically increase the firing rate of a weapon.
Joe Paganakis reporting live tonight. Thank you, Joe.